Let's go, folks. Who knows what you guys are gonna say? What? No, I'm just telling you right now. I'm waiting for a pizza right now. How special am I? Who likes waiting for a pizza? Press 1. Go. Go. You're waiting. No. I'm just telling you. You're waiting for a pizza. And and some like wings. And the car's gonna come and you give him the card. I'm just telling you. We have 1 watching. We have 2 watching now. Very much thank you. It's totally sweet. But I'm just saying. I mean, it's totally awesome. No. I'm just making a statement out loud that says that, waiting for a pizza is pretty cool. I bet a substantial amount of you guys and gals have waited for a pizza. Am I right? 1 for yes, 2 for no, go. It's not a, judgmental thing. It's fucking, that's what we do. And in the meantime, I'm gonna double down my voice even more. Just so I can say. At least it's pretty low, right? You know what? I just can't wait until probably here it comes right now. Not the pizza. Damn it. No, I'm just telling you. That was not the pizza. I'll go back and read a couple comments here. Yeah, they don't really matter. I'll tell you what, though. I will say this. People, chatters in general, they enjoy my, my commentary. That I can tell you right now. No, I'm just telling you. I just can't wait till this fucking pizza gets here, man. It should be any second. No, I'm just telling you. It should be any second. So eventually, maybe this is it. Who knows? No. Nope. I'm fucked. Where's my goddamn fucking pizza and wings, god damn it? Anyway, that being said, who really fucking cares? The point. No? I'm just telling you. The point right now should be, what's going on with 9/11, folks? What is this? You guys can go ahead and tell all of us right now. Go. 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 Moreover, what's going on with Pizzagate? Says Dick Rundell. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I agree with you. Oh my god, are you kidding me? No. I'm telling you. Balls on this guy. I'm telling you. What's going on with raiding Trump's lawyers? The deep state is fucking terrified of Donald Trump being the president of the United States of America. They're terrified of the fact that Donald Trump won the election. They're terrified. So of course they're gonna, Anyway, I'm gonna end because I have to go. I'll talk to you guys later on. Alright, peace.
Nation Security
What makes
Council
you think
is
that?
currently, based on information I've heard, I think the United Nations.
Can you just because the Secretary of Defense? I'm sorry, I wouldn't typically interrupt you, but you suggested that I was somehow allied with Putin, so I think I can press you in this question.
I'm
the
suggesting
Secretary
that
of
you
Defense
asked the same question that he asked, and that's fair.
So I must be a Russian agent. I get it, right?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that.
Because it's a very obvious question, actually, and the Secretary of Defense said 2 months ago that we didn't have proof, but you apparently have proof that the Secretary of Defense doesn't have. Could you characterize it for us?
No. I'm not going to get into that further.
Okay. So are you satisfied that we know for a fact that the Assad regime, acting against its own strategic interests, was behind the chlorine gas attack this weekend?
And as I was about to say, Tucker, the UN Security Council is looking at that very issue right now. The President of the United States has concluded that, in fact, Bashar Assad was involved in this and was responsible for it. And I assume he's making that statement based on the best facts he can get from the Secretary of Defense and from the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and his incoming National Security Advisor.
Okay, well, I guess Putin and I would like a little more detail on that before we launch a new war on the basis of it. Do you think that's a fair question to ask?
I think you are asking interesting questions, and they need to be asked. Where I come down is that we have a strategic interest there, and it doesn't make sense for us to leave without getting the job done. I would be results-based in Syria rather than timeline-based.
Okay. Well, that was revealing. Thank you, Senator. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Theo Padnos knows a lot about Syria. He's a journalist who spent 2 years as the hostage of al-Nusra, a Syrian Islamist rebel group, and he joins us tonight. Theo, thanks for coming on. So one of the many questions here is who is behind the chemical attack of the weekend, the chlorine gas attack. And I think we all assume it, as we saw the pictures, so something happened. So one of the first questions is the Assad regime the only group in the region that possesses these weapons?
Of course not. We have videos, and I have been in conversation with these people. I mean, I lived with them for 2 years. I know what their goals are in life. They are interested in carrying out an extermination, a war of extermination against their enemies, particularly the Alawites, but really against the Syrian government. And you know, they're more than willing to use any weapon whatsoever, anything it takes to rid themselves of their enemies. I'm quite persuaded that their goal is total annihilation of the enemy, and they think that chemical weapons will do the trick. And they talk to me about, you know, these ambitions of theirs to exterminate the enemy. I have no doubt that this is, you know, something that they desire. It's their dream. They believe that they own this land, that God gave it to them, and that they should kick the other people out, kill them.
So since you spent years as a captive and are familiar with some of these groups, characterize for us, if you will, some of the rebel groups that the United States appears to be supporting and that we hope will take the place of the Assad regime once they're deposed.
I mean, I can give you this characterization. I can tell you that the people that we believe we're supporting, I mean, as soon as we give you know, a nickel to these people, it goes in 10 different directions. They divide every asset that is fungible up among the people that, among themselves. We don't know who we're giving our guns and our money to. We just don't. And even though we clear them, we vet them, and we train them, we don't know what happens once they go into the country. And it's just, it's an unexplored emptiness, those places that the rebels control. The reason why we cannot investigate and figure out who actually committed these chemical attacks is because every time, you know, any outside person that goes into these areas is either disappeared or will end up in a cage or tortured or will have his head cut off. So it's really, it's quite impossible to explore the origin of these crimes. It's true that there are a number of possible culprits, but before we go starting any wars, we should investigate properly, and we can't do that now because we cannot access the scene of the crime.
Well, yeah, thank you for reminding us how complex this all is, and you have, of course, firsthand experience with it. Theo Padnos, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
You've been hearing it day after day on virtually every show on the other channels. Defending America's own borders is a fake issue. In fact, it's immoral, while intervening in Syria 6,000 miles away is a real one and a moral imperative. Does anybody actually believe that? Why are people saying that exactly? Colonel Doug Macgregor is a retired Army colonel, author of the book Margin of Victory, and he joins us tonight. Colonel, as you see people make simultaneously the case against using force to protect our southern borders, but in favor of using force to protect the territorial integrity of Syria, what do you think?
Well, I think it's lunacy, to be perfectly blunt. It's a crazy idea. First of all, the United States Armed Forces, at least as far as the Constitution is concerned, exist primarily to defend the United States. That includes its borders against foreign penetration. And for 150 years, we've tried to defend those borders. For 100 of those years, we had the United States Army on the border. From 1867 onward, we built forts. We had thousands of troops down there. All the generals that commanded our forces during the Second World War served on the Mexican border. We've been dealing with criminality, corruption, forms of terrorism for decades. And this is not a new problem. People need to understand that Mexico is America's soft underbelly. Before World War II and the Rainbow Plans, we recognized that Mexico presented a threat, also sides with our enemies. Mexico sided with Germany during World War I against us. Mexico was the principal platform for the KGB in the Western Hemisphere all through the Cold War. Mexico is hostile to us. And for the last 40 or 50 years, anyone heading north in Mexico who said they wanted to go to the United States got to ride on public transportation for nothing. Now add to that the drug trafficking, which is now capitalized on corruption on a scale never before seen in the history of that country, and then the millions and millions and millions of people that had penetrated our border. Then look at the nexus of terrorism and criminality in the Caribbean Basin, where we intercept every day thousands of communications in Farsi, in Arabic, in Russian, in Chinese. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that we have real conflict in Mexico, and we ignore it at great peril. We're already spending billions to deal with the consequences of illegal immigration and the criminality here. We have criminals in our jails, costs us hundreds of billions of dollars every year. This has got to stop. Donald Trump said he would control the border. It's time to put the military on the border. The National Guard is nice, but the National Guard is not experienced in this. The regular Army is. We have thousands of people with experience. Yes. We need to put them on the border, and we need to secure it. Then we can rotate the National Guard through.
Thank you for that plain explanation, Colonel. I have a hard-earned, and I appreciate it.
Okay.
Remember that caravan of migrants coming up from Central America? The media said they were dispersed in Mexico, but most migrants in one van say they're coming here anyway. And if they get to California, they'll find a state in civil war over sanctuary cities. And doubtless they'll get to stay. We'll speak to one politician from that state next.
Tucker Carlson is brought to you by non-drowsy 24-hour Claritin. Live Claritin Clear.
Allergies with sinus congestion and pressure? You won't find relief here. Go to the pharmacy counter for powerful Claritin D. While the leading allergy spray relieves 6 symptoms, Claritin D relieves 8, including sinus congestion and pressure. Claritin D relieves more.
How do you win at business? Stay at La Quinta, where we're changing with contemporary makeovers. Then use the ultimate power handshake, the upper hander with a double palm grab. Who has the upper hand now? Start winning today. Book now at lq.com.
How we see, how we look. Great eyewear is all about both. Thoughtful design. Precision optics. Styles people love. At Zenni.com, we make it all stunningly affordable. So you can see the world the way it's meant to be seen. In perfect focus. Zenni.com. Eyewear for everyone.
You totaled your brand new car. Nobody's hurt, but there will still be pain. It comes when your insurance company says they'll only pay 3/4 of what it takes to replace it. What are you supposed to do? Drive 3/4 of a car? Now, if you had Liberty Mutual new car replacement, you'd get your whole car back. I guess they don't want you driving around on 3 wheels. Smart.
With Liberty Mutual new car replacement, we'll replace the full value of your car. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Polident is specifically designed to clean a denture. The wonderful thing about Polident is the fact that it's very, very tough on bacteria, yet it's very gentle on the denture itself. Polident's 4-in-1 cleaning system consists of 4 powerful ingredients that work together to deep clean your denture in hard-to-reach places. It kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria, and it helps to remove stains. Polident should be the first choice of every person that wears a denture to clean their denture.
Fox News Channel on Sirius XM. Your favorite shows on Channel 114. Plus, every story, every 15 minutes. Fox News headlines 24/7 at Channel 115.
You won't see these folks at the post office. They have businesses to run. They have passions to pursue. How do they avoid trips to the post office? Stamps.com. Mail letters. Ship packages. All the amazing services of the post office right on your computer. Get a 4-week trial plus $100 in extras, including postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
Are you real?
It's complicated.
The plan when we find him was to kill Oliver. You were the bad guy.
I thought you were the bad guy. Stay alert. This feels like a trap.
I told you that your ability was a gift. It's not. We don't have long. It's coming.
Legion. All new Tuesday at 10 on FX and FX Now.
Well, the American press declared that the migrant caravan in Mexico was not a problem for the United States, but actual migrants are getting in the way of that storyline. A CNN reporter interviewed a man in a van of migrants in the caravan, and for claiming that many plan to stay in Mexico, the reporter found that almost all of them actually plan to head here to the United States. So if they get here, they'll find a country divided over how to treat them. Newport Beach, California could soon become the latest town in that state to openly defy its sanctuary state law. Joe Alioto Veronese is an attorney running for the DA of San Francisco, and he joins us tonight. Joe, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So I guess the bigger question here is there are 7 countries in Central America, about 47 million people. Why wouldn't all of them come to California? And why don't they have a right to?
Well, this caravan of people, these are asylum seekers, right? This is really a multinational problem. It's a lot like what's happening out in Syria, where the many governments have to deal with these people.
It is.
Over the years, as you know, this is something that happens every year. So over the years, we've seen that a majority of the people end up in Mexico and end up staying in Mexico. And this is really the Mexican problem. This is not a problem here in the United States. The sanctuary city thing is an entirely different issue. And really that's related to DACA.
Okay, but I just want to, before you make policy, you have to agree on what's true and who has rights and what are they. And so my question is, every country in Central America, and I've been to 6 out of 7, is less good to live in than the United States. So all the population of Central America could plausibly claim asylum here. Do we have a right to say no? And how many can we say no to? Okay, so if we have that right, then why is no one in statewide office in California invoking that right? Why are they saying we don't actually have a right to keep people out?
No, what they're saying in California is that California is not obligated to enforce federal immigration law. That's always been true. We can agree on that. That's not what these sanctuary city policies are really about. Sanctuary city originally, if you look back at 20, 30 years ago when it first started, was to enact it to protect the DACA type people. And 70% of Americans believe that we need to deal with DACA. Even our president believes that. If the president would do that, it would make it a lot harder for us here in California to defend our sanctuary city policies. There's no question about
let me ask you this. Let's say you had 5 million migrants from Central America show up in California tomorrow, claim asylum, all of them were admitted. Would the state get poorer or richer?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure that would be, it depends on how they would get assimilated into our state. And, you know, once they're in our state, of course, they could go to any state. They could go to your state. They could go to New Mexico, Nevada, and
right,
elsewhere.
but I asked that
Because
because they're not being assimilated.
It would be difficult because they'd end up living on the street because it's so expensive here.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
44% of all households in California don't speak English at home. That's the opposite of assimilation. That's a foreign culture living within the larger culture. Is that a problem?
Well, you know, me by way of example, my father was an immigrant. My first language was Italian. I've assimilated pretty well here in the United States. And that's, that's the American dream, right?
But 44% of all households. A lot of these are not people who arrived yesterday, last year, or 10 years ago. They arrived a long time ago, and they're still speaking a foreign language at home. Is this a problem? Or is California not assimilating its immigrants?
That's symbolic of a broken immigration system. There's no question. We've got the sanctuary city policies where we're protecting people from certain federal incursions. There's no question about it that we are accepting people here in California. We build bridges, not walls. That being said, the federal government does have a right to enforce federal immigration policy.
Okay, I'm not sure I even understand your answer. Here, let me ask you this question, which is the outflow from California of middle-class, native-born Californians is overwhelming. It's all over the news in your state. I know you've seen it. California politicians are spending the overwhelming majority of their time talking about how to help people here illegally. Do you worry that you're not paying enough attention to your own people, to your own middle class, and they're leaving?
Oh, every day, all day long. We are spending more and more money, just by way of example, here in California. Our city budget used to be $3 billion, not 15 years ago. Now it's $10 billion, and we have people running for mayor that want to add, billion-dollar bonds. There's no question it's getting more expensive. Some of the liberal policies are very expensive. We need to start looking inward instead of outward to make sure that our own are taken care of. There's no question about that.
All right, well, good for you.
I think that we're at a tipping point on that.
You're the first person from seeking office in California on the left who said that, so thank you. Joe, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too.
First, it was guns. They were going to take them away, but now they're going further. In London, which is a city and kind of a country now, the mayor is going after knives. How long until the left comes for your buck knife? Plus, Bill de Blasio's regime in New York is pretty tough on guns. So guess what one of his top aides was just caught with? Illegal gun? We'll tell you when we come back.
As an engineer, I know how to keep complex systems running like clockwork.
Dulcolax, the constipation expert, provides dependable, effective relief without anybody else noticing. Find your solution from a range of products that fit your needs. Dulcolax.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah. And it's time again. Live from Vienna. Welcome to the Blackie Fitzpatrick Show. Okay. Hey, we're back again. That's the type of thing we like. What do I want to do? Monday. Oh, it's 12:30 in the morning in Vienna, Austria. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What do I want to do with my quality time? I got a great compliment from JB earlier. He says, I want to turn my fucking brain off. I'm going to see Blackie. So welcome to the Turn Your Brain Off show. That doesn't mean we're not allowed to turn our brains on sometimes. But I think everybody knows me and who knows my show. The show is about acceptance. I'm starting to sound like that Raina girl. I did before I heard about her. Welcome back. What did I call today's show? I called it English Lovers. Ooh, that's the type of language we like.
Just eating some pizza. Bouncer slab. Bouncer slab, yo. Now you guys need to tell Alec Whittier I cannot access the Blackie Fitzpatrick show at all. I cannot access it at all. And it's terrible. Let's go throw away some pizza crusts. Anyone figure out the Blackie shit yet? No? I didn't break anything. All I can say is that I see Blackie's live, and yet I'm not allowed live there. It's like, it's the craziest fucking thing. That's all I can tell you. That is all I can tell you right now. So, who knows? There are worse things, you know? I'm just telling you, there are worse things, you know? Like, for example, I have this wonderful little water pipe here. And I think myself and wonderful little water pipe are gonna kiss each other for a couple seconds. So, you know. All I'm saying is that... Where the fucking... Goddamn... Now I gotta find it. Alright. Let's go. Let's take a, let's go. Let's take a journey. Boom. Right under the rear window. Total win. No, I'm just telling you, it's a total fucking win. So, alright, I'll bring you guys... No, hold on a second. I'm gonna bring y'all a little bit closer. Cool. Alright. Now I can read, comments. Alright, so we'll start with the fact that 5 are watching. Okay. Very, very low number. Not good. Not good. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to cut, and I'll either go on late tonight or early tomorrow. Okay? So we're going to cut in 1 minute. 60, 59, 58, 57, 56, 55, 54. $45, 44, 43, 42, 41, 40, 39, 38, 37, 36, 35, 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll see you guys at the next stream. Peace. Alright, homies. Have a good one. Later.